Okay, so it happened again. The Knicks did indeed lose to the Celtics for the fourth time this year, and they have been swept by the Boston Celtics. Now, I don't really want to talk too much about it. However, inevitably, I will go on many tangents, and this will go on for like 10 minutes. But there were some positives. I'm not going to do the whole moral victory thing because that's just stupid, you know. But there were some genuine positives to take away. The first being Karl Anthony Towns' first really just elite game versus an actual, contending caliber team. 34 points, 14 rebounds on 67% from the field. He only shot 3 3-pointers, which, again, why do you have Cat if you're not going to have him shoot more than 3 threes? I understand it's not on him. He can't, run like tween hezzy step back 3-pointers. That's not his game. You have to set it up for him, and we're just not doing that. And who does that fall on? We'll get into that later. Second positive, Jalen Brunson looked kind of sort of back. Not all the way back, but he was good today. 38 minutes, by the way. Nice minutes restriction, Reggie Miller. Guy's an idiot. Anyways, third positive, the Knicks were actually winning for the most part, for most of the game. Okay, so much better than getting blitzed off of a rip, like just they do every time. So a couple positives. However, unfortunately, that is where the positives end. All right, and now let's just go through really all the problems and the negatives from the lineup, just from top to bottom. Firstly being Josh Hart, who played 48 minutes before fouling out. Now, I only have one life, and the fact that I have devoted genuine hours to talking about editing, granted, it's not really that difficult. I throw a picture on there and just talk over it. But, just creating content in general, talking about it, thinking about it really. Thinking about why Josh Hart is just the apple of Tom Thibodeau's eye is just, I just do not get it. I really don't. I have one life, okay? And I have devoted, granted, in the bigger picture, an insignificant amount of time. However, you don't think I could take these hours I'm spending talking about Tom Thibodeau, why do you love Josh Hart so much, and do something more productive with my time? I could, granted, I probably couldn't get a job because, no one wants to hire me, but maybe I could get, I don't know, maybe I could learn a language, maybe I could get a girlfriend, that's wishful thinking. But maybe I could do something, okay? But no, here I am sitting here wondering why Tom Thibodeau is just so enamored with Josh Hart. Why must he play 48 minutes? Who needs 5 out spacing? No, we need Josh Hart, okay? And for the 90th time, this is not an indictment on Josh Hart. He is who he is, okay? He is 30 years old. It is very clear. He is a good role player who is flawed, okay? But for some reason, Tom Thibodeau is just like, no, dude. 48 minutes. Go out there, buddy. And I don't know, maybe in the afterlife, a higher being can tell me what exactly Tom Thibodeau sees in Josh Hart, that he must play 48 minutes, mind you. Okay, there's only 53 to play, all right? 48 minutes. Okay, Jason Tatum played 48 minutes, but that's Jason Tatum. Do you seriously need that much? I understand today they did win the rebounding battle, so it at least kind of, made sense today. But, I mean, there are many games where we do not win the rebounding battle, and you need Josh Hart out there, okay? Oh my God. Okay, enough about Josh Hart. Mikal Bridges. 5 first-round picks, okay. Let's start by catching the ball, maybe. The funny thing was, he did shoot 6 for 15, 2 for 6 on threes. He wasn't like some stalwart. He wasn't out there, and you're just pointing out hey man, Mikal Bridges is really hooping. But I didn't think he was awful, okay? Granted, Jason Tatum was frying him. However, I think that's more just Jason Tatum is very, very good, okay? He made him work to get to his spots. He did not just concede, a red carpet directly to the rim. He was good defensively today. However, dude, you have to catch the ball, okay? You of all people cannot make that mistake. If Jalen Brunson makes that mistake, fine, okay? Hey, whatever, it happens. When you, who have been having this up and down season, you could hoop versus the Wizards, but the second the Celtics show up, you're just like, oh my God, like you're playing a whole nother sport, okay? You cannot make that mistake. Cat could have made that mistake, okay? Even OG could have made that mistake. Mikal Bridges cannot make that mistake, okay? And, I just really hope he shows up in the playoffs, because I can't keep talking about you have to be aggressive, you have to get in the paint. It's the same discussion over and over and over again with a lot of these players, and I can't keep doing it, but just, I don't know, man. Catch the ball, please. I don't think I'm asking much. OG, I don't know. He was matched up on Tatum most of the night, so I can excuse him, shooting less efficiently. He was gassed, okay? I don't blame him. But, I mean, like 0 for 5, dude. You couldn't get me 1. I mean, but whatever, I guess. And that leaves us with just one guy left to talk about. Our fearless leader, TT67, Tom Thibodeau. Buddy, we're doing the same stuff over and over again. And look, okay, drop coverage really, like in the Big 25, like seriously, versus any other team, it's like not good, but like, I mean, if that's really what you want to do, okay, it's not going to be good, but especially versus the Celtics, do not run drop coverage. And what do? Drop coverage. Porzingis is bombing him from 40. Nah, who needs to get up on him, man? We need to shut off these paint touches. That's really where the Celtics get you, The vaunted, finishers at the rim, the Boston Celtics. That is what they're known for, actually, Taking very difficult contested layups. That is their game. Fouling up 3. Tyrese Maxey only, cost us a playoff game. The only series we would have been able to clinch at home since, quite frankly, I've been alive, Why did that happen? Because we didn't foul up 3. Why did we lose last night? We didn't foul up 3. Because, when you're down 3 with 5 seconds left, the thing you're looking to do is drive to the paint. I mean, dude, okay, like, funny story, Tom Thibodeau told his fiance when he was close to getting married that we can't get married, okay? I'm too focused on being a basketball coach. And, credit to him, okay? He recognized that he would not be able to be an active participant in a relationship if he was a basketball coach. Okay, thank you. Okay, that's actually good job, Tom Thibodeau. Good guy. Okay, like he recognized, his significant other's feelings and was like, okay, you know what, can't do it. Okay, fine, good job. I appreciate that. Okay, however, when you are giving up on having a life partner, potentially a family, you cannot be this bad at the thing you choose to do instead. Okay, you cannot simply not adjust. Okay, it's like Mikey Williams. Okay. You can't not go to prom because you need to go practice hooping and then get arrested on gun charges and you're in like your 3rd year of college, nowhere even close to the league, okay? You can't do it, okay? Kobe Bryant can go be the worst teammate ever, waking them up at 3 a.m, punching them in the face, calling them awful to their face, because he wins rings, okay? If he was out there like Tracy McGrady losing in the first round every year, nobody would put up with that, okay? And we shouldn't be putting up with this, okay? You cannot simply lose in the second round every year and just be okay with, yeah, we're not going to adjust. Who cares? We're going to do the same thing over and over again. Other teams adjusting, they're throwing us new looks. No, what we need to do is we need to do the thing we've done the entire time. We just need to do it better. Like that's not the problem. The problem is you're throwing them the same look over and over and over again, and they know what to do. They know how to counter. But look, okay, tomorrow the Knicks play the Pistons, probably like a playoff preview. Hopefully you can win, but I'm not really overly concerned about, how we play versus the Pistons. But again, on a back-to-back, which is just like, how does this happen? Like, genuinely, how is every single matchup on the second night back-to-back? You play the Cavs on Friday, and you have to beat the Cavs. You have to beat the Cavs. The Cavs are not playing for anything. You cannot go winless versus every single top 2 team in either conference. You have to win one, okay? The Wizards probably got one. The Nets definitely got one. Literally everyone has beaten one of those teams at one point or other except for you. You cannot go winless. You have to beat the Cavs. You have to beat the Cavs. You have to beat the Cavs. I don't care what happens versus the Pistons. You're going to beat the Pistons in the playoffs, okay? I'm not, like, trying to be, like, overconfident New York fan, but, like, let's be serious here. The Knicks are the 3rd best team in the conference. It's not even particularly close. You should beat the Pistons fairly easily. no disrespect to them, having a good year, but it's just levels, like the Knicks are just better. So after that, you got the Nets last game of the year on a Sunday. Who really cares? If you get one positive result before Sunday, either a win or a Pacers loss, you clinch the 3 seed. So, it's not like the Knicks are awful, okay? It's frustrating to see, definitely, but please just beat the Cavs, man. Like, just get me one, okay? That's all I'm asking. And then once all that is over, we'll know more about playoffs and stuff, and I'll be talking about that pretty regularly. So, I don't know. At least we're not, dead. So, at least we got that going for us. We are alive. The earth is still spinning. So, anyways, I appreciate your time, man.